Okay, hello everybody. You're very, very welcome to our class this evening. It's Wednesday evening again, time. It doesn't feels like 3 seconds since we were here last week. So you're very welcome. I hope you're really well. So tonight we actually continue with our joyful path of good fortune and the path to supreme happiness of enlightenment. So I think it's quite extraordinary that we just have this opportunity to just explore this book, to explore these words, to explore the essence of what they mean, and just try to begin to mix it. And I was thinking about myself, actually. I'm always thinking about myself. But I was thinking, um, this is an extraordinary opportunity. This is pure now Dharma. Um, this is a path to enlightenment. And I was just thinking, how am I viewing this? What's my intention behind this? And with this pure Dharma, is my intention pure? I'm just trying to keep things in check in terms of where perhaps we are, just where's my intention right now, even like for this class? And am I an intellectual being? Am I like sort of like a knowledge being? Am I somebody who's just gathering info and data and words? Am I trying to intellectualize this? Because if I am, and I'm telling this to myself, I have to check this with myself. This path becomes like a strain. It becomes, because I'm trying to use a technique to understand this, rather than giving that up in a way and letting go of that, and begin to let like wisdom Buddha just abide in my heart, and to read these words just from my heart, not trying to achieve or get results or these kind of expectations. And yes, there is a goal, but really listening from my heart with a motivation which is pure, or as pure as I can get it. That I can benefit myself, but we can benefit everyone, absolutely everyone. We have pure Dharma here. And it's, as we're probably experiencing, it's what we do with our mind that's really everything. We can turn any what seems like a mundane, ordinary thing into something like super mundane, super extraordinary, just by checking our mind and developing this intention, developing this wish. We can turn anything into the most incredible spiritual practice. And it's just, what am I doing with my mind? Is, am I here and Dharma's over there, or am I mixing this with am I beginning to, just as I said, like let wisdom Buddha just abide at my heart, and let these words, let this Dharma mix with my mind, with this pure intention, and just see what happens. Let go of that intellectual being, become like a spiritual, let go of this worldly being, and just become a spiritual being, just with wisdom Buddha at our heart, and just see what that opens up. Just even if we don't know, and even if we're not sure, and even if we question our faith at times, maybe a lot of times, we don't have to think. We can just think, I'm going to have an open heart. I'm going to, I'm going to be basically a student. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to contemplate. I'm going to remember. I'm going to meditate on these words. There was just a little I was reading that we read from last week, just about, we were talking about setting up a shrine and with the representations of body, speech, and mind. And again, it's like, what are we doing with our mind as we do this? Even whenever we've set our shrine up, do we see pictures on a shrine or statues on a shrine? Or with wisdom Buddha at our heart, are we saying like an enlightened body, enlightened speech, and enlightened mind? Are we saying like a living Buddha right there? And by beginning to let go of that knowledge, fact-finding, intellectual path, and just having this mind, with this pure intention, and just beginning to think, what I see here is a living Buddha. This is what I'm doing with my mind right now, with no obstructions, no faults, purity, compassion and love and wisdom, every good quality that we could imagine, completely omniscient. It's a living Buddha. We can just let that mix with our heart. And it says that a Buddha's body spontaneously goes wherever his or her mind goes. Therefore, whenever a Buddha hears our prayers, his body comes into our presence. We do not see it because our mind is like a window with the blind pulled down. We can just, we don't have to we can just begin to think all that needs, it just needs opened. Our mind, our heart just needs opened. And even just for a bit to experience it, if I open my mind to this shrine and where I am, where I'm actually meditating, and in front of me at my head level, there is a living Buddha right there. And I can have my eyes closed. I could be actually meditating with a living Buddha in my presence. And just let that mix with my mind. Just let this presence of this living Buddha mix with my mind. And I think if we do that, even if we say this, and even if we think this, we can already feel some kind of movement in our heart. It does something. Just by beginning to just tinker with that blind a little bit, pick it open a little bit. Just by doing that, even by contemplating opening that blind, open our heart and beginning to move it so that the light shines in, this wisdom light just pervades our mind. It's really extraordinary. It's extraordinary. Again, it comes back to what am I doing with my mind and what is my intention for that? And I was thinking of Shariputra, who he goes into the temple and he gazes, just read from here, in one of his previous lives, Shariputra entered a temple where there were many paintings and statues of Buddhas. As he beheld them, he wondered, when will I see the real Buddha face to face? All night long, he gazed at the images and longed to meet the real Buddha. So he just looks at the images. He just looks at the picture, or it's basically now like a sort of a statue. Like, when will I see a real Buddha face to face? And even if we're not thinking that, even if we're just looking at that picture, Satchu, with an open heart, and just letting our mind just mix with that. Closing our eyes if we want, feeling that presence of that living Buddha with enlightened body, speech, and mind. And we mix with that. As a result of his good karma, of the good karma he created on that occasion, in a later life, he became one of the main disciples of Buddha Shakyamuni and attained liberation in that life. So just by moving that blind, just by opening that blind, and just beginning to feel the presence of the living Buddha, I thought it'd be nice if we perhaps actually meditated on that for a little while. We can go over some of the points of the shrine and even of the purification practices. And again, we have this incredible opportunity to build merit, to build our potentials, to purify our mind. And we can think, and we're doing that, and we can think if we continue to do that, we can make offerings. Tonight we talk about making offerings and we look at that, but even before we do that, just having that faith, having that respect, having that, even if it's at this point, curiosity, if I open my mind, if I just, with the presence of the living Buddha right here, what would happen? And so I thought that we could try that tonight. And we could also use the prayers for this, not that we haven't been using them before for this purpose, but we could think, because as we go through, and our main object of meditation will be that, whenever we get to that point, but we can really use these prayers to contemplate, to request for blessings, to begin that open heart, to drop the kind of knowledge, fact-finding, intellectual being, like thinking. I need to think about this. I think maybe that there comes a time whenever we've thought about it, and now we begin to do it. We begin to experience it and draw our experience, contemplate then our experience of that in terms of what it was like. So we can drop the kind of intellectual, conceptual thinking about it and really focus on the presence of Buddha right with us in our mind. And if we want, we can imagine if we have a Buddha in front of us, we can look at that picture or Satchu, or we can just imagine Buddha's presence right with us in our mind. We can make the requests in the prayers with a pure intention and with faith, if we like. Just trying to begin to open those blinds a little bit and really begin to taste and experience what actually happens. Okay, so let's do that. I thought maybe we could begin just for a couple of minutes, just with a simple breathing meditation, and just to pacify our mind a little bit. So if we just adopt a posture which is comfortable for us. So if we're in a chair, we can have our feet on the ground, right palm in our left palm, with our thumbs gently joined, hands in our lap and our thumbs positioned at our navel. Our back can be straight, but relaxed. And our head just gently tilted forward a little bit. If comfortable, we can put our tongue on the roof of our mouth, just at the front. And we can just very gently close our eyes or leave them partially opened, gazing down the bridge of our nose. We can just be happy that we have this opportunity to meditate, dropping all expectations, any quest for results. And even begin to just even temporarily drop our intellectual curiosity, conceptual thinking, and then we can just focus our attention on our breath. We breathe naturally. Feel the air as it moves in and out of our nostrils. If our mind wanders to a thought or feeling, sound or sensation, we just restore our mindfulness, bringing our concentration back to our breath. Feeling the air as it enters and leaves our body through our nostrils. Feeling the cool sensation on the inhale and the warmer sensation on the exhale. And our mind may habitually want to wander, but we just bring it back to the breath, beginning to settle our mind. And then we can just drop our attention gently from our head to our heart center, the center of our chest. Beginning to absorb into a sense of peace, sense of still and spaciousness. And we leave behind the intellectual being, and we abide with Buddha at our heart. and feeling the presence of Wisdom Buddha at our heart. We can listen to and let the meaning of the words of the prayers mix with our mind.
O Blessed One, Shakyamuni Buddha, precious treasury of compassion, bestower of supreme inner peace, you who love all beings without exception, are the source of happiness and goodness, and you guide us to the liberating path. Your body is a wish-fulfilling jewel. Your speech is supreme purifying nectar, and your mind is refuge for all living beings. With folded hands I turn to you, supreme unchanging friend. I request from the depths of my heart, please give me the light of your wisdom to dispel the darkness of my mind, and to heal my mental continuum. Please nourish me with your goodness, that I in turn may nourish all beings with an unceasing banquet of delight. Through your compassionate intention, your blessings and virtuous deeds, and my strong wish to rely upon you. May all suffering quickly cease, and all happiness and joy be fulfilled, and may holy Dharma flourish forevermore. May the whole ground become completely pure, as level as the palm of a hand, and as smooth as lapis lazuli. May all of space be filled with offerings from gods and men, both set out and imagined, like offerings of thee, O Good One. In the a space in front, on a lion throne, on a cushion of lotus, sun and moon, sits Buddha Shakyamuni, the essence of all my kind teachers, surrounded by the assembly of direct and indirect gurus, Yidams, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, heroes, solitary conquerors, heroes, dakinis, and Dharma protectors. I and all my kind mothers, fearing samsara's torments, turn to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, the only sources of refuge. From now until enlightenment, to the three jewels we go for refuge. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I and all sentient beings until we achieve enlightenment, go for refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Through the virtues I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. From the hearts of all refuge objects, light and nectar stream down and dissolve into myself and all living beings, purifying negative karma and obstructions, increasing our lives, our virtues, and Dharma realization. May everyone be happy, may everyone be free from misery, may no one ever be separated from their happiness. May everyone have equanimity, free from hatred and attachment. You, protector of all beings, great destroyer of hosts of demons, please, O Blessed One, Lord of all, come to this place with your retinue. With my body, speech, and mind, humbly I prostrate, and make offerings both set out and imagined. I confess my wrong deeds from all time, and rejoice in the virtues of all. Please stay until samsara ceases, and turn the wheel of Dharma for us. I dedicate all virtues to great enlightenment. The ground sprinkled with perfume and spread with flowers, the great mountain for land, sun and moon, seen as a Buddha land and offered thus, May all beings enjoy such pure lands. I offer without any sense of loss the objects that give rise to my attachment, hatred, and confusion. My friends, enemies, and strangers are bodies and enjoyments. Please accept these and bless me to be released directly from the three poisons. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. So now, my most kind rude Guru, please sit on the lotus and moon on my crown, and grant me out of your great kindness your body, speech, and mind's attainments. I make request to you, Buddha Shakyamuni, whose body comes from countless virtues, whose speech fulfills the hopes of mortals, whose mind sees clearly all existence. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of extensive deeds, Venerable Maitreya, noble Sangha Vasubandhu, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of vastness. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of profound view, Venerable Manjushri, Nagarjuna, Chandrakirti, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the most profound path. I make request to you, Gurus of the lineage of secret mantra, Conqueror Vajradhara, Tilopa, and Naropa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the path of Tantra. I make request to you, Gurus of the old Kadam lineage, the second Buddha, Tisha, Drum, Tomba, Geshe, Potawa, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of vast and profound paths. I make request to you, Gurus of the new Kadam lineage, Venerable Tsongkhapa, Jampa, Gyatso, Kedrupche, and all the other precious teachers who have revealed the union of Sutra and Tantra. I make request to you, Venerable Khalsang Gyatso, protector of a vast ocean of living beings, unequal teacher of the paths to liberation and enlightenment, who accomplish and explain everything that was revealed by the fourth deliverer of this fortunate eon. I make request to you, my kind precious teacher, who care for those with uncontrolled minds, untamed by all the previous Buddhas, as if they were fortunate disciples. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. Please pour down your inspiring blessings upon myself and all my mothers, so that we may quickly stop all perverse minds, from disrespect for our kind teacher, to the most subtle jewel appearance. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, so that we may quickly generate pure minds, from respect for our kind teacher, to the supreme mind of union. Please pour down your inspiring blessings, to pacify all outer and inner obstructions. From the hearts of all the holy beings, streams of light and nectar flow down, granting blessings and purifying. The path begins with strong reliance on my kind teacher, source of all good. Oh, bless me with this understanding to follow him with great devotion. This human life with all its freedoms extremely rare, with so much meaning. Oh, bless me with this understanding all day and night to seize its essence. My body like a water bubble decays and dies so very quickly. After death come results of karma, just like the shadow of a body. With this firm knowledge and remembrance, bless me to be extremely cautious, always avoiding harmful actions and gathering abundant virtue. Samsara's pleasures are deceptive, give no contentment, only torment. So please bless me to strive sincerely to gain the bliss of perfect freedom. Oh, bless me so that from this pure thought come mindfulness and greatest caution, to keep as my essential practice the doctrine's root, the Pratimoksha. Just like myself, all my kind mothers are drowning in samsara's ocean. Oh, so that I may soon release them, bless me to train in bodhicitta. But I cannot become a Buddha by this alone, without three ethics. So bless me with the strength to practice the Bodhisattva's ordination, by pacifying my distractions and analyzing perfect meanings. Bless me to quickly gain the union of special insight and quiescence. When I become a pure container through common paths, bless me to enter the essence practice of good fortune, the supreme vehicle Vajrayana. The two attainments both depend on my sacred vows and my commitments. Bless me to understand this clearly and keep them at the cost of my life. By constant practice in 4 sessions, the way explained by holy teachers. Oh, bless me to gain both the stages which are the essence of the Tantras. May those who guide me on the good path and my companions all have long lives. Bless me to pacify completely all obstacles, outer and inner. May I always find perfect teachers and take delight in holy Dharma. Accomplish all grounds and paths swiftly, and gain the state of Vajradhara.
We generate our heart to purity. Generating a pure and compassionate wish, attention, that we can become enlightened for the benefit of each and every living being. And the wish that we can bestow peace on the mind of each and every living being. And with this pure intention, Buddha hears our prayers and his body comes into our presence. And we just allow our heart to open, to feel and experience the presence of the living Buddha. Coming into our presence, abiding at our heart. We just let go. Of all intellectual curiosity, of all conceptual thinking. And we just open our mind and we turn our heart to the presence of this living Buddha. A Buddha is someone who is completely free from all faults and limitations, and who has developed all good qualities to perfection. Therefore, a Buddha possesses special qualities of body, speech, and mind that are not possessed by ordinary beings. And we allow our mind to expand, becoming pervaded with the presence of enlightened body, of enlightened speech, and enlightened mind. Pure mind, possessing only good qualities, compassion and love, wisdom. We allow our mind to mix in the presence of this living Buddha, enlightened body, speech, and mind. And we feel the presence of this living Buddha abiding at our heart. This is our meditation object. And we sit with this feeling single-pointedly, without distraction. And for the last minute, as we rest in the presence of the living Buddha, we can generate the wish, may I become just like you. May I become just like you. Feeling the presence of all good qualities, boundless wisdom, compassion, and love. May I become just like you. May my mind be purified. And may I become the living embodiment of love and compassion and wisdom. And then gently we can relax our concentration, becoming aware of our surroundings. When ready, we can open our eyes and we can arise from meditation. Okay, so we can just before class, I saw two runners running up the Elmer Road, and they were kind of, I don't know them, but I got the sense that they were just learning how to run, how to like jog and jog over longer distances. And they ran a little bit up and they were doing their best without any strain or pressure, but just like sort of like a steadfastness about their effort. And then they reached a certain point and then they came back. And I was just thinking that's a little bit like our training our mind in this, that we keep like sort of like a steadfastness. We don't push too hard. We're not forcing. We're not coercing. And we're being gentle with ourselves and having a joyful experience, joyful path. Yeah, just beginning to train our mind and really just having that aspiration even of having love and compassion as our go-tos, our like wisdom as our go-to place for whenever things happen to us externally. It's kind of where we're training to go. So we're on page 57, and we're at the point of arranging suitable offerings. So again, we can think of this in terms of what am I doing with my mind? So Geshe says, in front of the image of Buddha on our shrine, we set up beautiful offerings, making sure that we do that as we do so, our mind is free of gross delusions, worldly concerns, and any bad or impure motivation. So if we're really angry about something, like mulling over, ruminating, um, if we just like gripped tightly to worldly concerns, kind of praise and reputation, what people think of us, of our resources, possessions, and we can check our motivation. It's so good. It's such good training to actually do this. And Geshe then continues, for example, we do not set up offerings with the thought, I will make these offerings look very beautiful so that people who enter my room can appreciate my good taste. Um, so I've written here as a little note to myself, that's a very ordinary intention, a very ordinary like motivation. And it's impure, and it's just checking our mind, like where, because we can easily do this. We can just check our mind and thinking that's where it's going, and we can actually change it. So just checking our like motivation, like why am I doing this? What is my intention? And checking if it's pure, checking if it's ordinary, checking if it's worldly, and checking are we under the influence of some gross delusion. Um, and if we are, we just do a little bit of breathing meditation. We pacify our mind, and then we do our offerings. So we may arrange a row or many rows of 7 offering substances. So these 7 substances are water for drinking, water for bathing, flowers, incense, light, perfume, and food. These can be offered as actual substances or as water. The 7 substances represent the objects that delight the senses. In some Asian countries, it used to be customary for hosts to offer these things to their guests whenever they entered the house. In the same spirit, we can offer anything we find beautiful or welcoming. So it's so incredible. We can have them, we've got them here, and you may have them at home where you are right now, offering bowls with water. And again, that can look very ordinary, but with this intention, with our attitude, and where we're like imputing water for drinking, bathing, flowers, incense, light, perfume, and food. So we can make this incredibly beautiful with our attitude, with our intention, or with our wish. A beautiful mind creates something incredibly beautiful and incredibly welcoming. When we are making offerings, it is especially important to guard against feelings of greed or miserliness, because they can easily enter our mind and destroy the virtue of our action. For example, we may buy some delicious cream cakes to offer to Buddha, but on our way home, we may feel a strong impulse to eat one. Even if we manage to resist this temptation, we may still feel a sense of loss as we lay the cakes out on our shrine, and we may find ourselves thinking about how soon we can take them down. So it's maybe you're hearing this for the very first time, and maybe you've heard this many times, and maybe you contemplate this a lot. But it's so easy because we're under the influence of delusion a lot. It's so easy whenever we go looking for offerings, whatever it's that our intention can change very quickly. We can become under that delusion of how quickly can I eat this, or quickly can I get this. And this is giving. This is offering. This is pure offering. It's pure giving. We just give. We don't want to. We're not looking for these things back. No, we may have them back. It is not. But at that point of giving, we're not thinking. Our mind's not polluted with how quickly can I eat this, or I'll eat this now. This is a pure action. This is a pure mental action of giving, of offering, creating something so beautiful and so welcoming. So it's just a really beautiful practice just to watch your mind. What's it doing? Is it looking at me, my, I? Or is it giving? Is it thinking, these are like, this is, and the merit as it is here, it can be destroyed. You know, it almost becomes unvirtuous, you know. So we're just keeping virtuous minds and keeping virtuous intentions. And if we catch ourselves on, if we do it, we don't like, you know, beat ourselves up about this. You know, we just catch our minds on. You know, that's what was going on there. We can actually purify it. Again, we may find that when we are buying offerings, we are tempted to select the cheapest kind, thinking that we can economize because the offerings are only going on the shrine. Thoughts like this destroy the merit of offering. So I was buying some offerings this morning, and you can be so drawn to sale prices for items, and you can just be like, you know, it feels like that kind of miserly. So it's just like we're almost like giving, but we're keeping. You know, we're like giving something, but we're keeping something. You know, it's like I'm going to give the cheapest thing, or it might look good. It might be a very expensive product, but it's now half price. So that feels better to this ordinary mind, with this ordinary intention, with this ordinary attitude. That feels much better. And it can really, we can just watch your mind and think, my goodness, that is so apparent. That's maybe how I think about a lot of things. And we just check our mind. And we can even check about how difficult it is. We can even see our mind trying to convince ourselves, no, I'm thinking about abundance here. But we can just check our mind in terms of how we can fool ourselves, deceive ourselves in this. Just like thoughts like this destroy the merit of our offering, because then we're not offering. You know, if our motivations like that, it's an action, but it's got no power. You know, it's about me. It's not offering to anybody else. It isn't about offering to Buddha. Um, it's me. And again, it's just like a training for our mind. If we offer water to represent the 7 offering substances, and if the water we offer has 8 good qualities, we experience 8 special benefits. So again, this is imputation. We can impute this with our mind. It creates incredible power. One offering cool water causes us to develop pure moral discipline. So even thinking that, you know, the imputation of, and that's why whenever we're doing offerings, and if our mind, as we said at the beginning, if we're under the influence of strong delusion, of worldly concern, and of pure motivation, I think was the last one, our minds polluted nearly, you know, and these kind of words of offering cool water, we're not thinking that. We're thinking of something else. We're thinking of something which is non-virtuous. Whereas if we can begin to train our mind in terms of, this is my offering practice, you know, this is incredibly special. I'm so fortunate to be able to do this. I'm offering cool water, and this causes to develop pure moral discipline. I'm offering delicious water ensures that we will always find delicious food and drink in future lives. So we're creating causes. This is cause and effect. It's karma. 3, offering light water causes us to experience the bliss of physical suppleness. Offering soft water causes our mind calm and gentle. Makes our mind, calm and gentle, so we can think, I'm offering soft water. Even that thought, if our intention's good, if our delusions are not strong, if we're not interested in worldly concerns, we're kind of parking that and we're thinking, I'm offering soft water. I'm offering light water. I'm offering cool water, delicious water, offering these to the Buddhas. Invitation. It's what I'm doing with my mind. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Offering clear water makes our mind clear and alert. Just even thinking that, just by what we do with our mind, I'm making this offering of water, of clear water. We sit with that. Offering sweet smelling water brings easy and powerful purification of negative karma. Offering water that is good for the digestive, for the digestion, reduces our illnesses. Offering water that soothes the throat, makes our speech beautiful and powerful. I mean, what a beautiful practice. Like, so beautiful. And we're offering it's like we're offering pure nectar. It's not just bowls of water here. We're offering bowls of nectar, offering purity to the Buddhas. This is a pure substance coming from a pure, like the ordinary has dropped out of this. These are extraordinary. This is coming from a beautiful mind, from an extraordinary mind, creating something beautiful, creating something extraordinary, creating something welcoming. When we offer water to Buddha, we should regard it as pure nectar, because that is how it is perceived by Buddha. We can also arrange many sets of 7 offering bowls filled with pure water, symbolizing our future attainment of the 7 preeminent qualities of embrace of a Buddha. So we're offering water, but this water, depending on our intention, has the power to purify. It's got so many incredible qualities and creates so many causes. I know sometimes whenever I'm offering, like if I'm making a cup of tea, or I'm making tea, and that can be very ordinary, and if happens like mad, but if I'm thinking, oh, I'm back into ordinary, and I'm thinking, how can I get there quickly? To think extraordinary, it's not written here. I don't know if it's right. I don't even know if I should be saying it, but maybe I'll say it. But I think to get myself there, to get myself to that place where I'm getting this intention, and I can be back on track of my intention again. I begin that off like thinking, imagine I'm making this for somebody who I truly love, of somebody maybe who's actually deceased now, or somebody who's in my life, or somebody who it's pure love. How would I want to present this cup of tea? How would I make this tea? What kind of detail, what kind of thought, how would I want to taste for that person? And I go into, and I can then extend that, because that's just for an ordinary person. I can extend it into, now I've moved my mind. Right, this is for a Buddha, or it's for my spiritual guide. I want this to be nectar. I want this to be like pure nectar. And just with that mind, making it, pouring it, changes it completely. So we just want to get in there. And like, whenever we are there and we're doing that, we've got that purity of our intention and purity of our action. It does feel like all these things it's saying, like it makes our mind clear and alert. It makes our mind calm and gentle. It does have a pacifying effect on our mind. What we do with it pacifies it, or what we do with it makes it go crazy. And this thing that we can also arrange many sets of 7 offering bowls filled with pure water, symbolizing our future attainment of the 7 preeminent qualities of the grace of Buddha. So we can set up another set of 7 for our future putting the result into the future. You know, this is our future attainment. The practice of offering is a very important preparation since it creates a vast amount of merit and makes our mind very strong. So it creates vast merit, and if our mind's very strong, it can endure suffering. You know, we've got that anvil type like mind that can endure suffering that actually comes to it from making the practice of offering. One of its special beauties is that everyone can do it easily because 7 offering bowls are not hard to find, and we can easily obtain water. Furthermore, when we offer water, there is no danger of developing greed or miserliness, as there is when we offer other substances. Therefore, this is one practice that we can perform very purely right from the beginning. I mean, we're offering water, which by generating our mind, it becomes nectar. It's incredible. If people who are not religious come into our room and see our shrine and ask us why we're offering things in front of an image, we can answer them by pointing out that in every country it is customary to offer flowers in front of the pictures and statues of important citizens, and that many people offer flowers in front of the portraits and photographs of their loved ones. So it's done, isn't it? We see this, and we've maybe done it before, and we put flowers and graves and, you know, different things at different times. We set offerings out. You know, we've already got that cultural aspect here, I think, as well. It's such a beautiful practice, you know, and it's such an incredible merit. It purifies, they makes our mind gentle and they makes our mind calm. Many extraordinary qualities, many, many, many. From being generous, from not being actually miserly, from just giving, not giving and keeping a little bit, giving, offering something that seems very ordinary, but it's super extraordinary. How does our mind feel with that? It feels extraordinary. The most beautiful practices, making offerings. Okay, so I think we can carry on to the next section, I think. So the next part of our preparation, this is even preparation for meditation, sitting in the correct meditation posture, going for refuge, and generating and enhancing bodhicitta. So sitting in the correct meditation posture. When we practice meditation, we need to have a comfortable seat and a good posture. The most important feature of the posture is to keep our back straight. To help us do this, if we are sitting on a cushion, we make sure that the back of the cushion is slightly higher than the front, inclining our pelvis slightly forward. So we kind of see this, don't we? I'm not sitting cross legs on the cushion, but we see it where the cushion is just gently there at our lower back. So the cushion, we make our back slightly higher than at the front and inclining our pelvis slightly forward. It is not necessary at first to sit cross-legged, but it is a good idea to become accustomed to sitting in the posture of Vajrayana. So this is not like perfect meditative equipoise posture that I don't have. If we cannot hold this position, we should sit in one that is as close to this as possible while remaining comfortable. So in terms of that Vajrayana posture, like, not many people can do it, and we don't. It's not we're not aiming. If we can't do it, we don't worry. We just like do our best. But equally, if we can do it, if I could sit in beautiful parachanic posture and meditative equipoise like a Buddha, to also be careful of pride developing, that sort of sense of I've got this incredible suppleness, I've got this incredible posture. Pride can also develop from having this. So just to be wary. The 7 features of Farachana's posture are: 1, the legs are crossed in the Vajra posture. This helps to reduce thoughts and feelings of desires attachment. 2, the right hand is placed in the left hand, palms upwards, with the tips of the thumbs slightly raised and gently touching. The hands are held about 4 fingers width below the navel. This helps us to develop good concentration. The right hand symbolizes method, and the left hand symbolizes wisdom. The two together symbolize the union of method and wisdom. So this is like wisdom and compassion. The 2 thumbs at the level of the navel symbolize the blazing of the inner fire, also known as the tumo. 3, the back is straight but not tense. This helps us to develop and maintain a clear mind, and it allows the subtle energy winds to flow freely. 4, the lips and teeth are held as usual, but the tongue touches against the back of the upper teeth. This prevents excessive salivation, while also preventing our mouth from becoming too dry. The head is tipped a little forward with the chin slightly tucked in, so that the eyes are cast down. This helps prevent mental excitement. So we explore these terms a little bit further later, but the mental excitement, if our mind wandering and going off to objects of attachment, and there's 2 different sorts: there's gross and subtle mental excitement, which we look at a bit later. But our head tipped a little forward with our chin slightly tucked in helps to prevent this. 6, the eyes are neither wide open nor completely closed, but remain half open and gaze down along the line of our nose. If the eyes are wide open, we are likely to develop mental excitement, and if they are closed, we are likely to develop mental sinking. 7, the shoulders are level and the elbows are held slightly away from the sides to let the air circulate. A further feature of the Varachana posture is the preliminary breathing meditation, which prepares our mind for developing good motivation. So breathing meditation here, breathing is known as a preliminary. Then we can pacify our mind, and then we can single point where we can begin to contemplate virtuous minds, and then meditate on our objects single pointedly. When we sit down to meditate, our mind is usually full of disturbing thoughts, and we cannot immediately convert such a state of mind into the virtuous one we need as our motivation. A negative, disturbed state of mind is like pitch black cloth. We cannot dye pitch black cloth any color unless we first remove all the black dye and make the cloth white again. In the same way, if we want to color our mind with a virtuous motivation, we need to clear away all our negative thoughts and distractions. We can accomplish this temporarily by practicing breathing meditation. So it makes sense if our mind's rampant, if it's going crazy, which it does regularly, and we sit down to meditate, it's already distracted. So the breathing meditation just helps to pacify that. And as it says here, it's like blanching or putting that inked dark cloth into making it white. So we're like representing our like disturbed thinking and pacifying it. And from there, we can then develop the virtuous minds. It's a beautiful analogy. And I'll just see what's here. Yeah, I'll just finish the rest of this. When we have settled down comfortably on our meditation seat, we begin by becoming aware of the thoughts and distractions that are arising in our mind. Then we gently turn our attention to our breath, letting its rhythm remain normal. So we don't push or we don't try to control our breathing, we just breathe completely naturally. As we breathe out, we imagine that we are breathing away all disturbing thoughts and distractions in the form of black smoke that vanishes in space. As we breathe in, we imagine we are breathing in all the blessings and inspiration of the holy beings in the form of white light that enters our body and absorbs into our heart. So breathing out any negativity, distractions, obstructions, anything there in the form of black smoke, and breathing in all the blessings and inspirations of the holy beings in the form of white light that enters our body and absorbs into our heart. We maintain this visualization single-pointedly with each inhalation and exhalation for 21 rounds or until our mind has become peaceful and alert. If we concentrate on our breathing in this way, negative thoughts and distractions will temporarily disappear because we cannot concentrate on more than one object at a time. At the conclusion of our breathing meditation, we should think, now I have received the blessings and inspiration of all the holy beings. At this stage, our mind is like a clean white cloth, which we can now color with a virtuous motivation, such as compassion or bodhicitta. So I'm gaining from this is that mind of patience, of not rushing. Sometimes whenever we're meditating, we think, now I have to sit down, I just like jump into it, and having the patience to consider of the preparations for our meditation, of checking in on our motivation, of like cleaning the meditation room, of our shrine, of arranging offerings, getting that posture, calming our mind every time and enriching our mind with these beautiful motivations, creating space for holy beings, making offerings of pure nectar, pacifying, calming our mind, purifying our mind, imputing, it's just, and then cleansing our mind like that white cloth, making it that white cloth, breathing out any kind of negativity, infusing our mind, breathing in all the powerful blessings of all the Buddhas and the holy beings. And until our mind becomes like a white cloth, which we can now color with a virtuous motivation, such as compassion or bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is a mind of compassion, of great compassion that wants to attain enlightenment for the benefit of every living being. So we're already on a very special path here, just special intention, special wish. Yeah. Okay, so I will leave it there and maybe I'll arrange another one breakout room and then come back for 10-2. And if there are any questions, I'm very happy to not answer them or answer them, depending. Okay, thank you.